Hey guys, what's going on? In this case, which is a pretty hard case, is something that's going to allow you to have... We're having some really bad weather here at the moment. Anyway, sorry, I get completely distracted. In this case is something that's called a tube light that can really help your YouTube videos set themselves apart from everybody. What now? Thunder, lightning, cops? There is absolutely no storm, there's no cops, there's no explosions, there's nothing except this. This is an actual tube light. Now, I know this might be blinding for you guys, but this thing is incredibly bright. If you've been watching some of my videos for the last while, you probably would have spotted it in the background there. So something like a tube light, while it can light your face if you wanted to, kind of like a key light, that's really not what it's all about, because even though you can dim it, let me dim it here really quickly, it's just not going to do a good job. It's kind of a harsh light. So something like this can be used for lots of special effects, like you've seen the cop car and stuff like that. And all of these are modes, and I'm going to take you through these. But this really works well as something like an accent light. So an accent light is generally lights that kind of help separate you from the back of the scene and just accent the actual image and video and scene that you're putting together. So something like this hangs out at the back and it looks good. Now, this isn't sponsored by Soonwell, by the way. This is bought with my own hard-earned cash because I've been looking for a tube light. And if you've been looking at any YouTubers for any period of time, you will know that tube lights, the de facto one, the main one, is from a company called Nanlite. I'm sure they're a very good brand, but I found the Nanlite stuff just kind of double the price of the Soonwell one. Now, let's take a quick look at the specs and the functionality of this, and then you're going to be able to figure out by the end of this video, is this a light that you can bring into your videos and your YouTube setup? And here's the thing, this thing is waterproof. A waterproof light, I really don't feel comfortable getting this wet, but we're going to get this wet by some point in this video, so stick around for a possible disaster. Quick look at some of the specs on the Soonwell Magic Tube. So the color temperature, so basically how warm or cold the white light can go on this. This thing is insane. It will go from 1600 kelvins right up to 20,000 kelvins, which is very warm and very cold. It's insane. So depending on what you're shooting, this could be a great effect. Obviously it's an RGB light, so you get all the colors of the rainbow, and you can dial all of these in very, very precisely. The CRI, which is something you should really look out for in lights, it's the color rendering index, and this is rated on a scale of 0 to 100. And the higher it gets to 100, then essentially the better quality of light that it emits. And this tube light has a CRI of 96 plus, so the quality of light and the accuracy of it is very, very good. Some of the other specs here, and there's one that's really an interesting feature to have on a light like this that you're going to find really useful. Before I get to that, some of the other specs here, it's USB-C. So it is going to charge via USB-C, or you can constantly power it via something like a USB battery pack. And it's going to take to charge fully by roughly around 4 hours. And then if you want to use it at full whack, you're going to get just over 2.5 hours. And from my perspective, I have charged this fully once and it's been going ever since, and it's been in the last couple of videos. So you can get a lot out of it depending on the usage. The one really interesting thing here is there's magnets built into this, so you can stack another magic tube on top, or you can attach it to some metal. Now, it's not an amazingly strong magnet, and you have to be careful where you attach it, but it is a nice feature nonetheless. And here's the thing as well, you do get this amazing case, which is, you know, it's got a strap to carry around your shoulder, and in the actual case itself, you've got essentially everything that you need. So there's good value here, I feel, and that's pretty solid against my thick head. Thick THs. What about the features that are in this actual tube light? Now, as I said, it can work very well as an accent light, which it's behind you. But if you go back and you look at the special effects, there is a whole ton of special effects here that you can use. Now, yes, a lot of these are gimmicky and they're cheesy, but if you combine them well with sound, like the cop car stuff, or you know, the thunderstorm, or any of that kind of stuff, or maybe even fireworks, which is another effect, then it can be pretty convincing depending on what you're doing. All the control with the MT1 is done via the back. So you've got a power button, keep it pressed down to turn it on, and equally keep it pressed down to turn it off. And after a couple of seconds, the light boots up and you're good to go. Then the other couple of buttons that are here, and there's really only 3. That's a mode button to cycle through the different modes and options, and then you have a left or right, which basically you can dial in color temperature or saturation. Very, very easy to use. In fact, there's no manual really to pay any attention to it and have to go onto any videos to figure out how to use it. Now, the other kind of genius thing here, and this is part of the pack, comes with little tripod. To be honest, it's a little bit cheap and kind of plasticky, and it just kind of folds in on itself a little bit. But you know what? For this, to stick onto this, it's really, really useful. And a lot of these lights may not come with a set of legs. So for the price, getting this is a nice little bonus to have. I'm going to get to the waterproof test in a minute, which I'm not looking forward to. But the build quality of this, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys can kind of hear that, not that you can judge it, but this is solid. This is IP68 waterproof. So what that means is ingress protection. So basically IP67 is good, IP68 is better, and IP68 basically means you can have this underwater for up to an hour at a depth of about 1.5 meters, and it should not blow up, explode, or die. Knowing my luck, all of the above will happen. Let's find out. So yeah, it's waterproof. I almost forgot as well, there's one other very cool feature I'm going to get to, but this thing is waterproof. As you can see, you're always kind of going, I don't want it, it's not going to work. Obviously, they can't just put IP68 on this and just hope for the best. So yeah, you might have a need for going underwater. Me, probably never. But never say never. Now, there's one other really good feature in this light, and this is a feature that, well, you know what? It really extends the functionality of the light, and it is a phone app. The phone app is called Lightpiece. Now, there is one big problem with this, but I'll get to that in a minute. So you've got the full functionality of the light all on your phone, so that means you can cycle through all the different effects. Let's get the paparazzi one up here. Let's get the storm. Let's get the TV, let's get the cop car, let's get the fire. That looks like a fire, right? So you've all that functionality, including the option to turn it on or turn it off, which is great. Now, the one problem I found with this, the very first time I connected the light to the app, it worked very well. But when I started going through all the different effects and stuff, the software stopped working with the light, and there was no way I could actually control the light anymore. Now, what I mean by that is the buttons were dead. Nothing would work, which was a real pain in the butt. So the software on the app, and it's all connected by Bluetooth, by the way, it crashed the actual hardware. I thought I'm after bricking the light for whatever reason, and I literally sat here for the day with the light under the desk. The only way I could get the light back and to get it all operational again was actually restarting the whole thing by leaving the power drain out of the battery completely and then charge it fully. Now, I don't really use the app that much in the last while. I'm just turning it on and it's remembering the setting where it was last, but it's just to keep in mind. So if that does happen to you, I'm not saying it will, maybe I just got unlucky because it didn't charge the light fully when I got it first. Maybe that was some weird glitch. That's how you do it. So leave the battery run out and then you're good to go again. But overall, man, this Soonwell light, I like it. I'm glad I bought it. Probably, as I said, it's in the definite nice to have category. But yeah, definitely something worth thinking about and checking out. And also something that is worth thinking about and checking out is this video here. No, there. Yeah, there. You love it. Well, YouTube thinks you love it.